Hello, I'm Wendy Schuchart. I'm editor-in-chief of IT Pro Today and datacenterknowledge.com. And I am here live at Data Center World 2024 in Washington, D.C. I'm joined today with Forrest Secosky. He is at Eaton. You joined Eaton in 2007 and has held roles of increasing responsibility in sales, engineering, operations, and marketing. In his current role, you lead the commercial marketing for Eaton's Critical Power Solutions divisions focused on the data center segment. So we're excited to talk to you today. And Forrest, can you tell us a little bit about some of the power concerns that you're seeing from your customers right today?
Sure. I mean, really just talking about the conversations we're having here at Data Center World today. Our sales team and our marketing experts that have been here have been talking about these most challenging problems that the data center customers are having, really from the aspect of how do I get more power to my data center or for my new operation, or how do I select a site, or how do I connect into a communication system that doesn't have the latency issues that are going to plague their operation. So really, when we think of the new data centers that are being deployed, it's coming down to those three aspects. But once they start building, now it's really how do we operate more efficiently, manage our power, achieve our sustainability goals at the same time. So it's how to just be better stewards of the resources that they have right there.
Now you have, you're displaying on the show floor, just right down there.
Sure.
And what are some of the things that you're showing today at Data Center World that support some of these sustainability trends that you're seeing?
Sure. One product that we have this year that's pretty exciting that kind of couples to the segment and leverages what Eaton does really well is actually in the electric vehicle charging space. So we have our 150 kW fast charger for electric vehicles present right now. It's part of our Green Motion business. So that's launching right now. It's shipping right now to our customers. So you can come by our booth and see that right now.
That's cool.
It is. So for any electric vehicle owners out there, it's new to the market and shipping right now. Also, we have our 9395 XC UPS. So within our CPS division, our XC is our flagship product. It's a monolithic design that is currently 1.5 megawatts in a building block. So it has the most compact footprint in the industry, therefore saving space for our customers on their floor of their data center so they can actually use more of that square footage for their white space applications. So taking it down from the UPS all the way down to the rack in our booth today, we have actually all of our rack level solutions, from track busway to our universal PDU with up to 60 amp connector. So we just have a lot of solutions that are really fun to kind of get behind and kind of see how they help an operation succeed.
Well, our readers love talking about racks, and that I'm sure they're very excited to see some of that on the floor. But can you talk to me a little bit about what Eaton is doing in terms of digitalization empowering the modern data center?
Sure. So digitalization is really critical in operations right now, and as we know,
it's huge.
You want to see a dashboard of everything that's happening. You want to try to optimize it. Now it's how can I utilize AI to maybe even review and actually analyze what's going on and try to be more active on being predictive with diagnostics. Part of our Bright Layer data center suite of solutions is that. So you can couple your energy power monitoring system, your data center performance management system, and your distributed IT management systems all in like one dashboard. So you can see distributed resources, your data center operation, your energy. So it kind of combines like your IT and your OT all in one dashboard to help just see a better picture of what's going on in that data center.
So I'm assuming that also plays into the sustainability question for your data center operators. If you're monitoring your power and your waves and et cetera, you're going to be keeping an eye on that. Can you talk a little bit about Eaton's sustainability?
Sure.
What are your customers coming to you and saying, help me solve this problem? What's the problem?
I know we've seen a lot about just resources at the show right now, whether that's energy or water. Or your cooling systems, and we acknowledge that the better stewards you can be of those resources, the more you could direct to the actual processing, the operation itself of what's going to generate revenue. So with those tools, we're really just helping the customers know what they're using and be able to make improvements so they can direct that power and those resources in the right way, in the most efficient way. A lot of that comes down to where are they getting their power from. Eaton has microgrid controls and solutions. So if they're deploying solar, wind, either the gen sets that might be a little bit cleaner these days, or even the small modular reactors that we've been talking about, we can help kind of combine it all and make sure that it's like a seamless transition, coupling with what the grid has to offer, but also just adding a lot more resiliency to make sure that operation stays up and running when they need to.
Fascinating. Yeah. As you were talking, I was thinking about that. Was it Schoolhouse Rock? It was like, because knowledge is power, and I was thinking, wow, knowledge literally is power in this case.
It is, and I mean, just thinking of like knowledge is power, and then another thing that comes to mind is everything is a grid. So everything's interconnected, and so when we think of
an ecosystem.
It is.
It's totally an ecosystem.
And so we love to call data centers as a grid, or everything as a grid. That's just kind of one of our kind of like trademarks there of acknowledging that you really have to think about that connection and the relationship and kind of work together to build better reliability, resiliency, and even try to find ways to generate revenue off of that relationship. So maybe it's coupling a UPS that can actually share power back onto the grid to help manage frequency or load fluctuations with that utility. We think there's just an excellent opportunity for data centers to like lead with these utilities and make sure that like they're showing the rest of the segments in like the electrical system here that they can do it better, and they can actually be better stewards to help the utilities maybe not have to like upgrade their systems quite as much.
Right, which all, of course, feeds into that NIMBYism thing. If you can show that you are going to be a good neighbor in the community that you're in, and you're actually helping, maybe power that elementary school with, or even heat, a nearby office space, that would be tremendously beneficial. And I always think of sustainability isn't just about the green aspects, but also just sustaining as a business and continuing to move forward. So it does really speak to it. We have just a few seconds left, so I'm just wondering, what are some ways that data center operators can modernize their power infrastructure to meet today's demands without having to replace anything new?
Eaton has the most extensive service and aftermarket offering. If you have a 3-phase UPS, we can go in there and actually completely gut that UPS and modernize it in a day or two with 2 technicians on site instead of deploying a new project to do a capital with pipe and wire. Same thing goes for breakers or motor control centers. So we have tested designs that really save on that labor and the resource. So I mean, I definitely look at Eaton for that service side when those assets start becoming a little bit obsolete or maybe less efficient.
Well, that is really, really exciting. Is there anything that you've been really excited by at Data Center World, aside from what Eaton's doing, just the conversations that you're having?
I think a lot of it just comes down to that collaboration. Like, how do we work together to find ways to solve these energy management problems? We know that data centers are going to need more power, but we know that they also want to be good stewards and be, up on hitting their sustainability goals, and so does Eaton. So we're just trying to be more collaborative in that relationship and make sure that they understand how we can help them.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Forrest, for taking the time out of a very busy conference week and talking to us today at Data Center Knowledge. We really appreciate your help.
Thank you for having me.
This has been Wendy Schuchart talking to Forrest Secosky at Eaton. Thank you so much.